Hey everyone, just a couple of quick, a quick video to just answer a couple of questions that went up yesterday. So Nicole Madden has asked about phase one and protein. So what is it best to mix with water and milk, and how many milliliters should she use? So yeah, well, like water and milk are the two most popular choices you'll see, and a lot of people will like to use milk for flavor, but for fat loss, water is going to be the better option, just because water is obviously calorie free. So, um, say that 400 ml of milk would be about an additional 200 calories. Um, Whereas if you're having that with water, then the only calories you're consuming are from the protein itself. So, always try stick to water always if possible. The other thing then is in terms of the actual quantity, like again, then if it's water, it doesn't really matter, but it's just more water than you're drinking, so you can kind of use your own preference in terms of like the texture or whatever you want to do. But generally speaking, people will have maybe 3 to 500 ml in a shake. Um, it just depends. Like, look, some people enjoy the flavor, enjoy the taste, and can drink it, and other people just want to neck it and get it done. So it doesn't really matter. If you're using water, it doesn't really matter. And ideally, everyone should use water as opposed to milk or a liquid calorie containing drink, say. Um, Tanya has asked about fruit. So what's too much? Um, Today she had three strawberries, half mango, and then like a banana with phase one. Is that too much? So like fruit, there's no like fruit in general. Doesn't like like fruit itself is never usually the issue for people, or the contributing factor for people that have like sugars or anything like that. You'll often hear or read about different things of saying like fruit can be high in sugar and stuff. Our bodies treat the fruit in sugar slightly differently than like table sugar, say, but ultimately at the end of the day, sugar is sugar. So if you're going to if you're having too much sugar, fruit can contribute to that. But usually the people that are doing that, the things that's contributing to the high sugar is usually other things more. So it might be like like soft drinks are having lots of sweets and different things, and maybe they're having fruit juice and whatever. If we're eating whole fruits, which we promote and trying to do, so you're eating like, again, you're not juicing any fruits or anything, and you're having the whole fruits. A couple of pieces of fruit a day is no issue. So like 2 to 3 pieces of fruit a day is no issue. Like if you can manage on less, then do. Like usually the fruit in terms of smoothies and stuff should be the minimum amount you need to create taste for the smoothie. Say if someone's having a smoothie with like half an apple and then a handful of blueberries, a handful of strawberries, and then a banana as well, all of that sugar can add up quite quickly. So you want to use like the bare minimum amount in terms of a smoothie, say. But having a piece of whole fruit, um, you know, a couple of times throughout the day isn't going to be an issue. So if we usually say like 6 to 8 pieces of fruit and veg a day. I'd want like five to six of that being veg, and then like you've got your 1 to 2 then being fruit. Say that would be a bit better ideally. Um, but like usually, like any of the times you hear any bad stuff about fruit or anything, it's just to create some form of controversy or some form of guidance to make people think that maybe I've been doing this wrong or something. But like fruit has been around for, it's full of nutrients, full of vitamins, full of minerals, been around forever, comes in perfect package, like it's one of the best foods there is, but we can overdo it on top of all of the other sugar we're consuming. And then Catherine had asked about like I'm assuming the strong root sweet potato fries. So I mean, technically, it's hard to put a number and say like how much is allowed, because it's all about context in terms of what else has gone on that week, that day, in terms of like what the rest of the diet looks like. But generally speaking, if we look at the product, like usually it's going to be a phase two, so you've worked out, so it's not going to be the end of the world having it. But um, we're going to maybe tighten things up and be a little bit stricter. So I'm going to have that in a category of like less often. So less often foods are going to be like 1 to 2 times per week. So in terms of carbs, our like more often carb choices should be like oats, quinoa, sweet potato, rice, and they're going to be ideally whole unprocessed, as close to natural as possible. So sweet potato fries are going to be an additional layer of processing and stuff, and what that usually does is just make it a little bit worse. So if we look at 100 grams of sweet potato normally, is going to be like 90 to 100 gram or 90 to 100 calories, whereas 100 grams of the sweet potato fries is going to be about 170. So it's more calories because they're already like pre-battered, and you're having then like it's going to be rice flour. I think they use just additional things that you wouldn't have had if you're having them mashed or just baked or whatever. And then the only thing that's changed in terms of nutrient profile is you're going to be having more fat. Like it's not a crazy high amount or anything, but it's just more fat than you would have had if you just had to boil them, say, or had them not kind of pre-made or packaged. So to put, it's not easy to put a number on it because it depends on a lot of other factors, but we're going to have them in like a less often category. So I'm going to just say like once or twice a week that product will fall into that category.